Hello, I'm Cassandra Joan Butler. I am passionate about sharing with you my passion, which is astrology, which I've been doing for upwards of 30 years, helping people, teaching people about astrology, helping them understand themselves and others. So I want you to sit back and enjoy and learn a little bit about yourself and about this celestial language, this divine matrix. So let's do a big hello to astrology. Astrology is the holistic practice of understanding as above, so below. It's a language which is seeped in antiquity, going back thousands of years, many different types of astrology. I do Western astrology, which has its beginnings credited to the Babylonian culture. They were using astrology to predict the seasons and celestial events. The Greeks were introduced to astrology in the 4th century through the studies of Plato and Aristotle and others. And then the Romans embraced astrology, which passed on to the Arabs, which later spread throughout the entire world. The earliest astrology was based in a practical way, really trying to bring in order out of chaos, primarily used for agricultural purposes. And then, of course, it didn't take much time before the kings and queens and emperors and, yes, popes started to use the celestial language. In alchemy, astrology in the beginning was taught at many of the universities of the medieval world, and it was a hallmark of understanding and wisdom during the Renaissance, which of course was flourishing and founded in Florence, Italy. Now, astrology is enjoying a broad cultural acceptance. It's gone a long way from the 20th century to the 21st century, and we can credit that in many ways to the computer generation. Everyone at their fingertips can do an astrological chart. There are so many hundreds of thousands of sites that promote your exploration of your chart. Even at my webpage, Cassandra Joan Butler, there is a link, Explore Your Personal Astrology. And it's all free. And it goes to another link, which will describe who you are using astrology. Astrology is based on the planets, the luminaries, the sun and the moon, and I also use heavily the interpretations of the major asteroids. So all of the planets have orbits. The orbits are cycles, and as they cycle around the sun, they create predictable cycles as the planets combine or conjunct, or if the planets are opposite to each other, that forms an opposition, and everything is rhythmic, predictable, and cyclical. So, what is it? It's the application of the cosmos to human life. This is a description of a house system. We take words to describe the map of the horizon and the map of the entire below and above the horizon, and we call this a house system. There's certain words that are associated if you were born near the eastern horizon. That's called the rising sign. What sign was rising when you were born in a particular place on the planet? Or ascending sign. And then everything below the horizon is not going to be visible. The planets below that horizon. So if you were born obviously at 12 noon-ish on any place on the planet, the sun would be overhead and would be shining in, for example, the house of the profession of your career. Think of the chart as a narrative. Each of the planets are like actors, and the angles that the planets make with each other are lines as if in a play, your own life. Think of astrology as a universal holistic endeavor in which we're made of all the same stardust, but in different configurations. Why do you use astrology? Well, there's different practical reasons. Mundane astrology would help us, for example, choose dates to open a business, to invest, to have surgery, to marry, to decorate the home, to look for love, to begin any venture. We can use the magic and wonder and wisdom of astrology to help plan our lives. Then, from a personal psychological basis, astrology is amazing to help you understand your life path, understand the cycles in your life, which are predictable, and you can anticipate difficult, stressful cycles and make the best of the easygoing cycles. I find very sincerely that astrology is one of those wonderful disciplines which has helped me understand and acknowledge and know in every fiber of my being that there is a creator, something much wiser than I or any one of us, because of the magic and the verification of astrology. Your strengths, your talents, you can understand when you change, and you can understand something that I call divine grace. Astrology helps us with relationships, with your lover, with your spouse, your children, your friends, with anyone. If you understand someone, you can develop and cultivate empathy, patience, peace, understanding within those relationships. You can also develop your psychic skills. I'm also a psychic and a medium. Well, I believe that astrology can help identify where our clairvoyant tendencies fall. Some of us are more clairvoyant, i.e., we see things when we're being psychic. Some of us are more clairaudient. We can hear messages from spirit. Some of us are clairsentient. We feel it in our bones. And some of us are good old-fashioned empaths. Those are the water signs. So astrology can help identify what your style is psychically. It can also affect our dream life. I've done a lot of research and taught students along the many years of my involvement with astrology to look at your dreams. You can predict your dreams with knowing where the transits are taking place. Lots of applications for astrology. Astrology has a narrative attached to it. Astrology isn't mechanistic, it's symbolic. So astrology offers us archetypal images, right? So everyone is familiar with Carl Jung. Here's a quote for him. Obviously, astrology has much to offer psychology. So what the latter can offer its elder sister is less evident. So far as I judge, it would seem to me advantageous for astrology to take the existence of psychology into account above all the psychology of the personality and of the unconscious. Understanding those big cycles. Who can forget 2020, the year of transformation? Well, the year started out with this pileup of energy in the sign of Capricorn, which represents structure, which represents society. And we had the planet of, quote, death and the planet of restructuring together in the sky as January 12th, 2020 unfolded. Plus we had eclipses in the sign. So many of my colleagues did predict that 2020 would be a year like no other. And of course, the astrology mirrored this. Let's go through the signs, keeping in mind that every one of us have all 12 signs within us. Where you find Aries, that's where you're assertive and honest and playful, impulsive, a little pushy. It's the I am presence. I'm not saying that all Aries are like this. It's where Aries within you falls in. It's a fire sign. It's a cardinal sign. It starts spring. And where you find the Aries energy, you want to start, always restart things in your own life. Taurus is the I have energy. It's a good-natured earth sign. It's like the bull. It's beautiful. It's practical, steady, and tranquil. It's also down to earth. So if you have a lot of Taurus in you, you may be more of the earthy person, even if you're not a Taurus sun sign. See how that works? So the signs are energies that are within your wheel. Gemini is the thinking energy. It represents everything having to do with communication, data collection. It's a social energy. It can be a little nervous on the negative, but it can be very spontaneous on the positive, chatty and friendly and very logical. Cancer is the I feel sign. It rules the breasts. It rules the stomach. It represents nurturance, mother. It represents nutrition. It represents domesticity. You have a lot of, Cancer in your chart, in your astrology chart. You will be the homebody. All right. Defensive and defending could be a negative part of the Cancer energy. Where you find Leo, you want to shine. Leo is the creative energy. It's the lion. It's the leader. It's charisma. It's gregarious. And can be bossy on the negative side. Virgo energy analyzes. It's an earth sign. It is where you want to nitpick things apart and find answers. It's also very dedicated, organized, and health conscious. Oh man, so many people I have read for have strong Virgo if they're in the nursing profession, for example, or the holistic health field. Virgo's about health. Libra is about balance. Where you find Libra, you put yourself in someone else's shoes. Libra is the sign of social diplomacy. It's the sign that's logical too, and relationship oriented, obliging. Negative, Libra energy can be indecisive. Scorpio is the desire. Scorpio is profound. It's fixed water energy, very deep, very intense, very healing and emotional. Like its counterpart, Taurus, it's a very loyal energy as well. It's a sign of passion. Sagittarius means I seek. Where you find Sagittarius, you're always on the run. You're wanting to learn, you're wanting to search, you're wanting to be philosophical and funny too. It's a honest energy. It's about truth. And sometimes you want the answer from a Sagittarius, you ask them to be truthful. Be aware, you're going to get the truth. In any case, Sagittarius says, I seek. Where you find it in your chart. Capricorn is the usury energy, not in a negative way. It represents tools. It represents the sign of the mountain goat, persevering. No matter what, Capricorn is going to climb that mountain and make things happen. It's the accomplishment and achievement energy. Where you find a Capricorn in your chart, you are the 3 R's: responsible, reliable, and respectful. It's also ambitious. Negatively, it could be a little bit too dry. Aquarius knows everything. It's the I know energy. It's logical. It is out there energy. It's friendly. It's humanitarian. It's original. It really searches for justice. It's also very entertaining and unique. Eclectic and eccentric describes the Aquarius energy in your chart. Pisces is the energy of belief and forgiveness. It's all watery energy and sensitivity and spirituality, a little spacey too, but it's the artistic energy wherever it falls in your chart. You find compassionate understanding and forgiveness. So astrology, and I want to teach astrology to as many people who would like to learn astrology. It's the language of the cosmos. Astrology is a language. When you understand how it speaks to you, it will help you in any endeavor. Here's a great quote. JP Morgan, millionaires don't use astrology, billionaires do. Rich people know that, smart people know it. And Albert Einstein says, astrology itself contains an illuminating body of knowledge. It taught me many things. I am greatly indebted to it. Quote from Albert Einstein. So my dear friends, keep on shining because we're all made of stardust. Keep on shining like the stars you are, as above, so below. And I want to invite you to learn astrology with me. All right, so remember, astrology does not lay claim to anything more than those magical moments of our lives. And this holistic astrology class and course will be coming up. And March 2nd is something I have continued to teach for many years, and I hope you join me. It's going to be online. And here's the cool thing. You don't have to be at every class. We're starting on Tuesday, the 2nd of March. You'll get videos. You're going to get a book. You're going to get tons and tons of handouts. You're going to get little mini booklets on you, written booklets about who you are using astrology, all of your charts, all of your support, and you're also going to be having study buddies within class. So I invite you to step into the commitment of the cosmic divine matrix of astrology and enhance your life, enhance the lives of others. Starting on March 2nd, 2021. We'll be meeting on Zoom, friends. You can be anywhere. in the world. So I invite you to go to my website, CassandraJoanButler.com, under products, and you can sign up for this amazing course. I appreciate your time and your attention. And like I said, keep on shining like the star you are.